What's up guys, and let's jump straight into this. Pretty much some mods came out today that have now allowed me to make my stasis build the way I want to. So if you're a fan of stasis, if you're a fan of the Ager Scepter, and if you're a fan of freezing everything into Oblivion, then definitely stick around and watch. Now what we're going to want to be doing is using our stasis subclass, and you can use any character you want, hunter, titan, whatever, but I do find that it works best on the warlock because there's a lot of synergy that is to be had here. Now what I mean by synergy is that here on the warlock, glacial harvest allows us to create stasis shards whenever we destroy a frozen enemy, and since stasis shards now count as elemental wells, it works awesome. This paired with ice flare bolts and the Ager Scepter, you pretty much just send chains of ice out everywhere, freezing everyone around you. Now those were our aspects, but moving into these fragments, I use Whisper or Rhyme, which pretty much will just allow you to gain a little bit of overshield and start healing you whenever you pick up a stasis elemental well. It's a little bit for survivability, but I like to use it. Now moving on to our second fragment is Whisper of Bonds, and this is going to be a very important mod. It's going to give you super back when you defeat frozen enemies, which will be happening quite a bit. Next up we have Whisper of Fissures, and it's pretty much going to allow the burst from your stasis kills to do extra damage and to have a bigger radius, allowing you to more easily freeze people and destroy everyone, and giving you a little bit more damage from each crystal you destroy. Now I can't stress how much this next one is actually important. This allows stasis crystals to actually track to you, so you don't have to run over and find them. I find that it works at about 10 meters, and you will see that like whenever you get a kill in the stasis shards, they just kind of start flipping towards you, and that's kind of what we want to keep up all of the buffs that we're about to be going into. So another reason to use the Warlock is because of Mantle Battle Harmony. It's an exotic that pretty much gives you the ability to get super energy back from pretty much kills with the same energy type as your subclass, and if your super is full, instead it'll give you bonus damage. We're not really worried about that extra bonus damage right there. Instead of being worried about that extra bonus damage, we're actually more concerned about getting our supercharge as quickly as possible so we can activate that catalyst, because the catalyst is pretty insane and does way more damage than the base form of it by about 80%. Actually, if you're interested in the damage numbers, then I actually did go and test on Carl the Colossus, and I didn't really use the catalyst too much. I mainly used the base damage, but I do show high energy fire and the font of might stacking on top of each other. Now, high energy fire is a great damage buff to have all around, but it's not necessarily needed. I just use it for the times that I'm actually not being buffed up by the Mantle of Battle Harmony, because those two effects cannot stack with each other. But moving on past High Energy Fire and Mantle of Battle Harmony, I do use both Font of Might and Font of Wisdom, which Font of Might will give you a 25% damage bonus whenever you pick up a elemental well that matches your subtype, and Font of Wisdom will give you 30 seconds of increased super gain every time you pick up a well. Now this is really nice because if you remember, our stasis shards right now are counting as elemental wells because of the mod that we have on, which is stasis shards. Now the other mod and the final mod I'm using is Elemental Charge, because my stasis shards are considered elemental wells. Using this will allow me to become charged with light, which plays into any charged with light build. I'm using high energy fire, but you could easily swap that for any other charged with light mod and it do exactly what you want to do personally. So guys, this is my take on a stasis build for the Warlock and using the Ager Scepter. Pretty much everything synergizes with each other, ranging from the aspects to the fragments to the mods that you use, and the addition of elemental shards pretty much allows us to use any charged with light build along with our stasis. And I really hope to see synergy like this going forward with that Void 3.0 class, because this is great. I think it's one of the best things that's been added to Destiny 2 for a long time. I don't see this, replacing the particle deconstruction this season, but I do see this as a very valuable option for both ad clear and doing some bossing. But that's going to be it, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and leave me a like and a subscribe, potentially a comment, something like that. But take it easy, and until the next one, peace.